Hi everyone, this is Jessie from Culinary for Everyone, and we're going to have a tasty time, so let's get on to the video. So, today we are going to be making chicken spaghetti, and my recipe is served 6, so you might have to alter your recipe a little bit. And before we get started in the kitchen, we always need to wash our hands with warm water. Okay, so what we'll need for the recipe today is you're going to need your spaghetti, your pasta, and your pasta sauce. We have 2 containers here. And for chicken spaghetti, you'll need chicken. We have the combo tenders, and then you'll need your spaghetti seasoning for your sauce, and you'll need oil for your noodles so they don't get stuck together in the pot, and you have salt for extra seasoning, and then you'll need your spatula for when you are stirring the sauce around in the pan, and then you'll need a knife. You'll need a knife for cutting your chicken, and then your spoon, your pasta spoon for stirring your noodles in your pot, and then you'll need your skillet for the sauce, and then your cutting board. And then since we're making chicken spaghetti, we have 2 forks to pull the chicken, kind of like pulled pork. And then your strainers for the noodles after they're done cooking. Okay, so the first thing we need to get started is you need to put your pot of water on to boil. The thing you need to get started is your chicken, and we'll just be cooking our chicken in the microwave because it's faster. So you come over and you have a plate, and so when you cook chicken in the microwave, you always want to have an even layer. So to start, you're going to want to put your chicken in the microwave for 6 minutes. The next thing we're going to start preparing is our sauce. For our sauce, we bring it over to the stove top, and you start by pouring 1 container of your sauce. And for your sauce, it doesn't matter what kind of sauce you have. We have traditional sauce here, but it doesn't matter what kind you have. You start by pouring 1 container of sauce in, and then you have your spaghetti seasoning, and you go ahead and put your spaghetti seasoning in. And the reason you put 1 container and then you put 1 pack of seasoning is because when you put your second thing in, it's going to be too full to stir completely, and it's just going to overflow. So I hear our chicken popping and sizzling in here, so we're going to go ahead and check it. Okay, so here you can see the chicken on the outside looks like it's done, but really when you get it flipped over, you can see it's still pink here, and it's important to get chicken all the way cooked because it can be harmful to humans if it's not all the way cooked. I bet you noticed that I haven't turned my sauce on, and that's because sauce tends to heat up like really quickly, and so it'll start bubbling and splashing everywhere. So you're going to want to wait till you have your chicken done and pulled to put it in, and you're going to want to wait till your noodles are done, till your noodles are about done, but not quite. And then you're going to want to turn that on because it'll heat up really fast, and you'll see that later. Okay. Chicken just finished, so let's see if it's done. Whoa, did you see all that steam that came out of it? Okay, so I'm going to take these because these look like really hot. These look done. These look done, but it doesn't mean they are done. Frick, that juice burnt me. So it doesn't mean they are done. So we're going to want to take them over here, and we're going to want to cut into them real quick and make sure they are done. Because sometimes chicken can look done on the outside, but it won't be done on the inside. So we're just going to take these middle ones here because those are the ones that weren't done. And we're just going to, ooh, you see how that tears apart? That's really nice. So here, our water, you can see that it's bubbling very much. And so it's not boiling, but we can go ahead and put our noodles in since we have our oil with us. And usually we use olive oil, but we're just like kind of testing grapeseed oil. So we're gonna see how that works with pasta today. And so let's go ahead and measure out our noodles. What we do is we just get a small handful, and we take it over the water and we break it in half. And so we can fit as many noodles as we need to in there. And so we just take a small handful and break them. And as you can see, our water is actually boiling now. This is what boiling water looks like. If you can come over here and look at it real quick. This is what boiling water looks like. You see those big bubbles rising to the top? That is what boiling water is. That's what we were waiting for. So we can go ahead and put the rest of our pasta in. Now that we have our 2 layers of pasta, we go ahead and put a light layer of oil in. And then you get a little bit more pasta because this isn't quite enough for us. So we'll just like take this much. And because the oil always floats on the top because it has a lighter density than the water. So just go ahead and stir your noodles and get them very coated with olive or oil of whatever kind you have, and so they don't stick together. Okay, so we can leave that be. Okay, we are going to go ahead and put the lid on this and leave it be for 12 minutes and occasionally come back and stir it. And you don't want to keep like plastic spoons and things close to the burner because this will happen. They will start melting, and then it's very difficult to get it off the burner. And this has happened to multiple of our utensils. Okay, so now that we have our noodles in, and it's been on for a minute, and you can see they're getting a little floppy. You want to go ahead and change your heat to medium heat, not medium high, medium heat, and maybe just like to low. And then when it starts to just get very low on heat, turn it to medium, because it's gonna if you have it on high then medium, it's just gonna stay on high because of the pot's heat is already set. So you're gonna want to turn it to low, then medium. Yeah. And you can leave it uncovered for the switching of the heat so the water doesn't boil as much. Okay, So now we can get our chicken out. And yes, okay. You see there's no pink spots and it is completely done. So what you want to do is you're going to want to, if you have like tile counters and hot plates, you want to put like little rubber things on it. Because this is like really hard. For now, we're going to need our cutting board and our forks and our knife. For this part, you take some chicken and you put it on your cutting board. And if they're big pieces like this, you can cut them in half. And then you take one fork and you keep it in place, and then you just kind of like scrape the other one. So you get these like nice, thin little strip things. And do the same for all of them. Okay? And sometimes, for like this one, since it was pretty done, when you put it in the microwave for the third time, it's gonna be like really crunchy and hard right here, see? So you can just like cut that small piece off and set it aside, and then set it aside on a napkin or something, and just use that for something else, or you can throw it away. Because that's not going to be good in your sauce if it's really hard. And also, if you don't have a hard piece, if you don't realize that there's a hard piece, when you're scraping them, this part, the hard part won't scrape. The hard part won't scrape, so you could just set it aside when it doesn't scrape and you find it. Okay. Also, you're going to need a bowl to put your chicken shreds in so you don't crowd your cutting board. Oops. And if you drop things on the floor and you don't have a little vacuum like this dog right here, then you're going to need to pick it up. Again, you can see that these have hard parts, so you just want to cut them off real quick and set them aside. Okay, so I don't go blank space on y'all. I'm just going to tell a little bit more about myself. As y'all know, we have 6 people living in the house, so we have to make, we can make like, we don't really, I don't know, every night I make dinner, and most of the time we make different things, and sometimes we'll go out for dinner or for lunch or something. But everyone in the house is old enough to make their own lunch, so I don't really make lunch that often, unless it's like a tuna sandwich or something. Okay, so here's the big hard part. You can see it's like, for the hard parts, you can see they're all kind of like discolored. You can see like they're brownish and like look burnt from the regular chicken. And like you see here, it's not as like discolored as it is when the burnt ones have like the hard parts. It's very like golden, I guess you could say, and that part is still good. So you can continue. And like again, like I said, when you're scraping, your hard parts don't scrape, and you can just like find them really easily. See how that part was hard to scrape? It just like stays in one piece. Okay, so when we get this chicken done, let's go ahead and go check on our pasta and see if it's cooled down a little bit. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and put this in our bowl. And when you see when I'm picking this up, you just kind of like scrape it on your knife and hold it, and then you can do that. Okay. Since this chicken isn't raw, we don't need to wash our hands, but you can if you want to. Okay, so you can see now it is very settled. It's very settled bubbling on low, so you can just go ahead and change it to warm and give it a stir before you put the lid on and put the lid back on. And then you're going to want to come back to your chicken and continue. This one has, like, most of it is hard, except for this, like, little tiny middle piece. So we have a lot more chicken left. So if one is, like, all the way hard, then you could just set it aside and cut off the excess hard pieces. It looks like a little like cake or something. Or you could do like what I just did. Most of it was hard and I just cut it all off. And see, this is a hard part. But also what happens here